everybody. I know you're thinking it is not Friday, and it is not, but I have a special treat for today. This is the grand finals of the first ever Wargame European Escalation Invitational Tournament. And so, our blue player, weighing in 2,000 pounds, coming from parts unknown, Komaromi. And our red pact player, the beast from the east, the devil of mayhem, Tigga. So, I'm going to speed this up a little bit, see what kind of loadouts we're going to see here. Alright, so, nothing too weird so far. Both have purchased an extra command, and, you know, I don't see this map a lot. This is actually it's a 2v2 map, so this should be a very high points game. So each has purchased an extra command. Looks like we have armor personnel carriers. What do we have here? Tanks, yes. Very powerful prototype battle tanks. Anti-aircraft, infantry. You know, a lot of pretty standard stuff from Komaromi. And what does Tigga have planned? Well, he's got armor personnel carriers. A lot of these Afghanskis, which are your support vehicles. Very, very powerful against infantry rushes. Let's see what else we got. Some T8I3s. These are really expensive tanks. Lots of tanks actually. You get the Berlatinos. Ooh, these are scary little mothers. You don't want to cluster up against these guys. And over here looks like Tunguska are going to guard this single command. Or not, the command is going to get moved. So, you don't really see a lot of 2v2 maps on ladder, so you're going to see some pretty well prepared tactics. So it looks like both players are going to be moving up their commands, which is smart. He has a single 2 VVBs protecting his FOB. That's funnies. And, yeah, very, very large map. So, both players not opting for a rush of any sorts. But we do have the Berlatinos moving up to the front. They are pretty expensive units, but they do deal insanely high amounts of damage. Looks like, yes, we have 2 transport helicopters. Potentially putting them either here or here, try and cut off supplies for the enemy. Looks like he's keeping his BRDM in the Tunguska here at Foxtrot. Looks like he has another one coming here as well. So he's got a 2-pronged harassment here. We have the 2 scouts, and like I would say, they kind of just see only each other, and then as much of the other things they can. And yeah, Tigga doesn't see these anti-aircraft coming here. This is your anti-aircraft aircraft. Looks like the Tungus is getting some shots off at what? The anti-aircraft aircraft is gone. So early blow for Komaromi, who has lost the lead. Looks like these will be going south, try and block off this part here, trying to get all advancing units over there. And these ones, I guess, were intended for over here, but yeah, it's also a good idea because you can scout with these, and you can all see like this advance here, which is once again trying to come around the flank and just try to cut off some reinforcements. So difference in strategy here. Tigga has opted to keep golf, and whereas Komaromi has moved up all of his forces to the front. Special forces are still not tracked. These guys are playing for a really long macro game, looking to really make this into a longer game. So it looks like Tigga has in fact scouted this rush here, and he's sending in some units to deal with it. Or no, he doesn't have anything here to transport helicopters. Not the most useful of units against this. Looks like the VABs are going to unload on this transport helicopter recons. Oh, okay, apparently transport helicopters do have ammunition. I didn't know that, actually. Maybe it's only the, maybe it's only NATO side that has these weird transport helicopters. So he has lost a carrier, so he's falling behind again. He's trying to rush with his sabers, and he might get some decent shots off. Pushing this transport helicopter far away. He's trying to kite away. Doesn't want to get in range of this thing. These shots that are following us are pretty much stunned. I think get picked off pretty easily. The range on infantry against almost anything is pretty terrible. Look, he's just kiting away feverishly. It's all these small battles which will decide the winner of this. You have the recon helicopter in range just so that these guys can be spotted. And see, the problem is he keeps losing line of sight on this thing, so he has to keep moving away. It's going to take a lot of shots to really knock out this transport helicopter. As you can see, he hasn't taken any build damage yet. The Saracen is down. So it looks like over here we have these 4, I guess, special ops recons are getting taken out, finally. And he's just using the attack command, so he just, standardized attacking, sending his which isn't quite reaching, I don't think. I think it might, or no, he just got cover in the, yeah, I see, he's got cover in the building there, so he's not taking as much damage as he would otherwise be. Up here, what do we have? Ooh, another command coming down, so it looks like we're going to have an expansion. And he's got a couple of forces coming, looping around the back, and try and pick them off right here, trying some cheap shots. The Chasseurs Famas have not been picked off, they're still in play. And just maintaining the basic lines. I think they're rooting, so it looks like they're going to run away. I'll speed up the game just a little bit and try to see what's going to happen. We get more things coming in, more of these Afghani support vehicles, which are once again very, very good. They're not the cheapest ones, so it's not like a cheap rush. This is actually kind of risky by Tigga to expand like this, just because of how offensively positioned Komaromi is. He has all his forces forward facing, so there's only so many bases you can take without really risking it. A lot of lesser players are just kind of, once they see that you take an expansion, they just push all their forces in, because then they know that the enemy has 250 lesser resources worth. But both players playing very smartly, tactically. Yeah, this small armored personal carrier going into here, but there's already stuff guarding here, and this is just stuff that's recently put in, so it's a lot of timing stuff. Like, if he would have done that earlier, he could have had a lot much more success with it. Looks like we have some T-62s connecting Chasseurs Famas. This is actually a really cheap push. He's sending individual VABs, and he's just going to unload them on top of tanks. The idea is they're going to do a stupid amount of damage for it. The Protatinos did in fact miss their shot, and so now they're completely out of ammunitions. And looks like this is going to be a pretty major push. I mean, I've severely underestimated this push. We have everything getting kind of pushed back. These Protatinos are very expensive, you can't lose those. Komaromi is carving his way back into this game. He has in fact pushed as soon as he saw the expansion. The Protatinos are getting refueled by this armored supply truck, but are gone. So now Komaromi takes a very decisive lead. He continues to push in. There's tanks all along this wall here with some Tunguskos. If he can get in close enough, he can snipe the command, which would be huge. Or steal this supply truck, which is, really, really weird. Now, I've honestly not seen people use supply trucks with weapons on them in play. So he's going after these supply trucks, just trying to take these out, looks like. He's not exactly cheap. Looks like he's redirected his fire towards these T-813s. Once again, very expensive stuff. Komaromi is definitely carving his way forward. The command has been evacuated. Probably going to get positioned over here. The Chasseurs Famas are moving in on this flank as well. This is getting a very, very nice surround. VABs moving in, taking the tanks out left and right. These poor supply vehicles are stuck. They really can't go anywhere else. They really have to hold this ground. Chasseurs Famas are deployed. They're moving very slowly. Well, actually, they're not moving at all. They're just kind of sticking in place. So you have the Mi-17s coming in to try and reinforce this. Does it have any anti-air to pick this out with? I don't see any right off the bat. Now, and we have another flank over here. A single T-72 tank trying to sneak in. Unfortunately, it's getting picked off by these prototype battle tanks. This is really what's all prepared up to this one major battle. The Gazelles are pushing in, and they're going to push back these Mi-17s. The Chasseurs Famas are coming in on the tanks. There is no anti-air here for anyone. Oh, there's a Tunguska here. It's going to pick up some free Gazelles. The game is still very close. Komaromi has picked up a nice bit of lead, but he is not decisively winning this. This is... well, Tigga is just actually taking the lead, just because of the anti-air picking off those MIs, or those Gazelles. I mean, so we have something here that's rocket launch capacity. Probably these helicopters here, but completely just destroy the carriers. Now it's Yagas on the ground. or jaggers, as English people call them, jaggers. So two commands over here actually. Makes it a really interesting spot. The gazelles are coming in again, trying to pick off if they can. This might be a little bit of an overextension of himself. They're kind of spiraling in the air. Looks like they're going to go down. T-80s are going to get some free shots as well as they land. He's just trying to pick out these main battle tanks so he can kind of push forward. But it really feels like he's investing too many resources in this. I mean, yeah, these are high veterancy units, and that's good and all, but it looks like they're going to go down. And gone. T-72 is pulling back. It has done the damage it needed to do. And the battlefield is looking a lot more even now. The extra command of Tigga is not really coming to effect like it should be. There's nowhere you can put it. This is still implied, these special forces here. Looks like these got cleaned up over here. I said there's a flank up there. It's gone now, obviously. Just because these you know, very rare Afghani support vehicles, Afghanskis. Alright, so it looks like we have a little bit of a lull in the action, as Tigga really tries to find a spot to put his commands to. So we do have some BMPs coming up. These are your cavalry tank prototypes, and they will do very, very good against most of the stuff he has here. He's pushing his marders in, trying to take whatever damage he can as he smartly rallies his cavalry back. The reason why cavalry are so good here is because they're a very fast vehicle, so they can kind of dip in, take some shots, run away. You know, just simple and smart. He's got some VABs coming through the woods, trying to pick off these Afghanskis, and he has an armored recon as well, going to get some free shots off on the Afghanskis. Well, not. This is a pretty long charge time, and this causes the support vehicle to try and run away. Unfortunately, it has a track leak, which means it's going to be stuck in position for a while, pinned down for the VAB to clean it up. So we are 15 minutes in, and it's still anyone's game. It's still 2 base versus 2 base. It's still roughly the same scores. A little bit of a lead towards komaromi, but nothing that can now come back. Looks like this VAB might pick off this Tunguska, which would be huge. Tunguskas are quite expensive, and this is not a really great trade. Tunguska is trying to run away. It is pretty much out of ammo. It's got no anti-air rockets, so it's not particularly going to be useful in this exchange. Most anti-air units can in fact shoot on the ground. The VAB is attacking again. It is now ranked up to level 3. And he really loves these supply trucks with guns on them. I can see why. They're quite effective. He still has 2 commands in here, which is kind of weird. I would think he'd pull them back to here, but then again he can't really defend that, can he? Just small moves though. He has this wood secure, and now he's able to push up his main tanks over to here to try and pick off supply, pick off the support vehicles, or this single tank, which is just now running away, realizing the mistake of pushing into that. Lots of pressure on, lots at stake. The first invitational wins all. We're going to speed this up a bit to see where this goes. Looks like this tank is just dipping in, dipping out, dipping in, dipping out. I'm trying to pick off what it can. Looks like the Zippo is coming in for a flank. I don't know if the Zippo is the right choice against a battle tank, but we'll see. Looks like he's running in with his almost out of fuel carriers, which are carrying Jaggers, which are, well, Jaggers do pretty good against most of the stuff. He's getting pinned down by a single anti-aircraft, which is, you know, unfortunate, and it will in fact clean it up. It looks like our red pack player playing with a very good micro game, just pulling the T-80 in, pulling it out, pulling it in, pulling it out, just really abusing the fact that komaromi does not have a lot of high-range units here. What is shooting here? Maybe these prototype tanks, maybe. Just getting some shots off, but this T-80 is going to come in, pick off these shots from us, and then, you know, scoot back, I think. And here he goes, yeah, now the shots from us are moving forward. Oh, he's going for the marders, very smart. Now he's going to move back, he's going to get all these free shots. Now we got 2 VABs coming in, one got blows up pretty good. he's really gonna dump. He did not dump. This push here not really being that effective. He really just needs to kind of macro it up, come up with another push, and redo what he did before. I mean, honestly, like, this flank here could be moved to right here. Just, you know, there's not... I know, you know, it's me saying not much there, but there's really, he knows there's nothing here. He knows the bulk of Tigga's power is in these two bases. So we get the prototype tanks coming in for some shots as well. They don't have quite the range of all these units. It might take it some cavalry tanks, which, if it does, would be huge, but it looks like they're retreating after losing all their rockets. Retreating to the MD Jupiters. And it's also going to get some free shots on the supply truck, maybe? Tunguska's anti-air units will take out this Cobra, maybe? No. Yes, the Cobra did in fact go down. And of course this cavalry tank is forced to run. T-80s are coming in to defend though. Knocks out one of the prototype tanks, which is unfortunately just out of rockets. And without rockets it's really hard to legitimize that unit. So we have a pretty good line of defense here. High value tanks against mostly low value units. And this game is still very close. You're looking at people, two sides with roughly the same value of armies. They have the same number of bases. Basically the same amount of supply. No, don't throw your Jupiters away. No, he did. That's kind of the unfortunate part of the move fast command. It always follows the road, and it doesn't always follow the road you want it to. You want it to go up this way, and here. Instead it went this way. So we have some Scots moving out. This is going to be a pretty aggressive push from Tigga. He's going to put the Scots here and just hopefully unload and catch some stuff off guard. And he's also got some TO-55 flamethrowers coming into the woods as well. I see he's going for the Special Forces VPZOs, which are pretty good at picking off units just because, well, they have recon ability. So the Zippos will ward off all these infantry units as he's forced to run them away. The T-80 though is getting some pretty good pot shots off at the anti-tank gun, the T-151 A2 TOW. That's a mouthful. The T-80 is forced to run away from the anti-tank gun, and the Yagars are moving up to kind of enclose on these special forces. So the Bertatinos are back in stock and doing some massive damage, changing the tide of the battle as all these units are stunned. All of them have significant damage on them and have been powdered up. Right away he has some supply trucks available to restock this Bertatino so he can get a second volley out. The Zippo and the Yagar are taking out this VPZU. It looks like it's Tigga's game right now. He has about a 100-point lead. It's actually 80. As he's really forced to either push forward with his vehicles or spread them out thinner. And spreading it thinner might be the better option. So you have Yagar Zippos and this main battle tank prototype moving up, trying to clean these Scots, which are very cheap units and will not trade all effectively. Over here we have, looks like he's trying to finally clean up the special forces with a team of Yagars and some armored personnel carriers. It looks like it's just a lot of waste as these Yagars here are getting cleaned up. And these ones are running in, looks like they will also get cleaned up. But we do have a Leopard 1A1 here to try and knock out this ZPZU. Unfortunately, you just can't get vision. Maybe that was all just a distraction for the main fight over here with the TO-55 flamethrowers against the Zippos. And he has two of them, so it's going to be, you know, hitting from two angles, burning a lot of this woods down. We have over here some anti-aircraft. What's going on over here? There's something pretty big happening. Oh yes, the artillery fire from the AMX Alpha, which is his only real artillery vehicle on the field right now. The dual flamers are definitely coming in effect, as the Yagars are really going to be useful in this engagement, and the prototype battle tank is forced to run away. He's trying to shell this out with artillery, not quite as effective as the Baratino, which has the cluster rocket, and is actually fully restocked and has another volley available. Well, not fully restocked, but it's restocked. It has another volley available. I can really do a lot of damage. The loss of that prototype tank was 100. So Tigga's very much in the lead now. Komaromi's going to play very, very smart to keep him in this. He can't risk with these big pushes that he's been doing. And we do have a big Scott push, and this is once again cheap units in exchange for expensive ones. This is what Komaromi was doing before, just sending infantry at the enemy, and now Tigga's repaying the favor, sending in more infantry, just cheap units. And these artillery are getting fed as much as they can. Empty supply trucks do need to get returned to base and just refill up, but he's kind of slow on that. It looks like, yes, Tigga has taken position in the woods and secured that. And he has also taken a hotel, which he can do because he knows this here is not taken, and there's no reason to believe he'll ever get flanked there. Komaromi, on the other hand, doesn't have any additional forces. It looks like he's getting whittled down quite effectively. He just lost a bunch of vehicles here to artillery fire once again. The Bertino has actually been moved up into the woods for a more precise, more powerful shot. And just a little bit of recon action there. He's slowly making his way forward. Looks like the game is coming to an end in this main Thakpi Tigga game. He really only has to kill 50 units worth of, or 50 resources worth of units, so not too much. Has to die right now. He does have a really, really good position in the woods, though, as Komaromi is just forced into retreat. Now we just heard some Bertino fire, and looks like they missed this time around. It's down to 30 points. And oh, Komaromi, make a mistake. He's going to rush it all in for the all or nothing. And he's got a lot of units here. If almost any of these die, it's over. He just doesn't know where to go. Yeah, it's kind of, I think this is panic right now. He just doesn't know what to do. He's bypassing a lot of stuff here. I'm going after these T-80BV tanks. You know, very expensive, so if he gets this, it's probably about, I don't know, 80 resources when he kills this. It'll definitely put him back in the game. And targeting expensive units is definitely the way to go. Looks like the Bertinos are winding up for another big volley. Will they hit the right target this time, though? That's the question. And yes, they will. The defensive Bertino volley stuns all these units as they are forced to retreat. This push has been snared and slowed down, as poor Komaromi is forced back to the defensive. The T-80BV, which has been very effective this game, just picking off units and running away, is now, you know, doing the same thing again. Komaromi, I don't know. It's really hard for him to get back in this game. You get the artillery pounding the right place, pounding these cheap units, but easy to kill units with artillery. It's like he finally had rockets on this as he tries to run away. That was a little zigzag rocket there. Tunguskas are winding up, and they are going after these tanks. The Tunguska, like, yeah, that's actually the final volley of the game. So, game 1 goes to Tigga. Stay tuned for game 2.